Hot news: if Coast Guard members are Ki11ed during shutdown, their families won't get benefits. CNN. Families of U.S. Coast Guard members killed in active service will not receive a one-time death benefit payment, as long as the partial government shutdown continues, according to Light. Commander McBride told CNN that, while retirees and their next of kin are due to receive their benefits on February 1, they will not if the shutdown drags on. As it is rare for Coast Guard members to be killed in action, McBride added, but the fact remains that deployments continue despite the shutdown, and the service would be unable to provide financial support for families should they need it. On January 15, more than 40,000 active-duty Coast Guard service members did not receive their paychecks, the first time in history that U.S. service members were not paid during a lapse in government funding, according to Coast Guard Commandant Admiral Carl L. Schul. The Coast Guard also has a civilian workforce of 8,000, according to the Commandant, who work alongside uniformed members and have also not been paid. Ken Fisher, of the Fisher House program, announced Thursday that his foundation is giving $50,000 in support to Hope for the Warriors, a nonprofit veteran service organization, to help provide critical aid for Coast Guard families impacted by the government shutdown. The Fisher House, since Fisher has previously offered to pay Pentagon emergency military benefits to families of those killed in action when the Department of Defense has been furloughed. And with Coast Guard, on Tuesday, Schultz said in a video message that was tweeted out that it is unacceptable that Coast Guard members have to rely on food pantries and donations during the partial government shutdown. Schultz said he and the Coast Guard leadership team stand. But